Namaste guys, ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Tuesday evening here in Denver, Colorado at 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time. We're jumping on for a daily dose of growth. Challenges designed to grow your soul and help you become a better person. And we are finishing up. Leanne, Namaste, thank you for the early birthday blessing and wish. Lizzie, Namaste, thank you. My birthday is on June 3rd, but for you it's June 3rd. For me, it's still June 2nd. Australians, always ahead of the curve. Tina, Namaste, welcome. My apologies, guys, for jumping on. Quick update for jumping on later than usual. So for the next 2 months, not 1, but 2 months, Tuesday we'll be doing the streams later. And Fridays, we'll be doing the streams later. Sarah, Namaste, because I'm doing a 2-month-long program with Master Marilag that deals with prosperity, not just financial prosperity, but prosperity in each and every area of your life. And it was a last-minute thing. I said, you know what? Let's go for it. I love working with Master Marilag. I love her healings. I love her teachings. And she gave a special blessing later on, or she gave a special blessing this evening, which was really, really beautiful. So we'll be doing the streams on Tuesdays and Fridays a little bit later. So instead of 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time, we'll be doing it around 6:45 or 7 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time. Just to give everyone a heads up, but don't worry, I'll make an announcement. Everyone will know. It'll be all that in a bag of chips. Okay? So I'm very, very interested in finding out what you guys realized or came to the conclusion with today's challenge. And also I put 6:45 p.m. Mountain Time for tonight, so some of you may actually be coming on in the next 10 minutes. Tina says, sounds good. Very, very good. So what was your experience? So we have the challenge in the morning, and then when we do the challenge review in the evening, what flavor chip? Doritos. I just wanted to say my name. Bye. Oh, you just wanted me to say your name. Bye, Sarah. Paula, Namaste, welcome. So we had our challenge in the morning. We had 10 hours to complete a 15-minute challenge, and then this evening is the challenge review of what's your feedback? What's your feedback from the challenge? So challenge number 29 was to set your timer for 15 minutes, was to Google 36 questions that lead to love. 36 questions that lead to love. Lori, Namaste. Oops. Namaste. And then you were to find a person, a friend, a family member, a lover, even a stranger, and ask 3 questions connected to that list of 36. Sarah's with me, we did it. Oh, yay! Good job, guys. So in the evening sessions, we say, I did it, I didn't do it, we didn't do it, to take accountability and personal responsibility. So Leanne says, I am love. You are love. That is correct. The I am love affirmation by Master Marilag, which is one of her lines. The first line is I am love and love I am. So Lori did it. Good. What was your feedback before the challenge, during the challenge, and after the challenge of asking the 36 questions? I felt connected with my husband. It was nice. Beautiful. Tina, how many questions did you guys do together? So there's 36 questions. The goal was to do a minimum of 3 questions. You would ask 3 questions and get answers, or that you get answers from them, and then they would ask you 3 questions. You would get answers from them, to them. So Chrissy, Namaste, welcome. Oops, hold on, everyone. Karen, Namaste, welcome. There we go. What was your experience of doing the challenge? I'm super interested in getting feedback because this, one of my favorite challenges, we did about 5, okay, and it took you about 15 minutes, I'm guessing, to do the 5 questions. So of the 36 questions, the more questions you ask, the more personal, the more detailed, the more intimate they become. I want to pick it up and do more. Good. Lizzie says awareness. What's the awareness that you got? What is the awareness that you got? Before the challenge, during the challenge, after the challenge. Why do we have it before, during, and after? So you can become aware of programs that are coming out in your mind. So we have a challenge. It brings up certain programs, limiting beliefs, calcified thought forms, preconceived ideas, that if you become aware of them, you can transform your life. But if you're not aware of them, you stay imprisoned by them. Does that make sense? Super, super important. And also, could I get a thumbs up to make sure you guys hear me clearly? I have the AC on the unit, AC in the back, because it's super hot in Denver. So just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me clearly, because I feel kind of like I'm yelling a little bit, but I know how to project my voice, so that's also part of it. Thumbs up, can hear you. No thumbs, you can't hear me. Thumbs up, you can hear me. Thumbs, no thumbs, you can't hear me. Okay. Tina says yes, can hear you. Karen says I did it. Did three questions and it took 25 minutes. Amazing experience. Beautiful. Good. Awesome. I love it. What else? What other awareness did you guys have from doing this challenge? Lizzie says before, expectant. During, excited to know more facts about the person. Aha. After, blessed to know the person. Beautiful. Lori said we did 6 questions. Some were challenged because he wanted more details to the questions. That's fair. That's good awareness. So Chrissy says, my awareness was my daughter values her family, but doesn't talk at all about her dad. We both think similarly and care about the same things. Interesting. Good. Chrissy says, yes, we can hear you. Good. Excellent. What else? What other awareness? This challenge I've done many times before over the past maybe 2.5 or 3 years. Jeanette, namaste. Good to have you on, as usual. What other awareness did you guys have? Anything else that you want to share before we give the higher teachings? Connected to today's challenge. I'm kind of blissed out from Master Merlag's meditation. I just caught myself kind of staring off into space and leaving my body. Interesting experience right on the stream. Okay, so while more feedback is coming in, this is our challenge number 29. So tomorrow, on my birthday, ironically enough, it'll be the 30th challenge. And for those of you who have done every single challenge without skipping a beat, you've done 30 consecutive challenges in a row, that qualifies you for a 60-minute energy coaching session, an energy healing session with yours truly, which is a $225 value, which is pretty sweet. And all you had to do was become a better person over a 30-day period. It's a win-win-win, right? I do that a lot. I don't do that a lot. I'm usually pretty grounded when I'm on the streams, but I literally just finished the meditation with Master Merlag, so I'm a little bit on cloud 9. So, and for those of you that tomorrow will be your 30th consecutive I Did It challenge, meaning you did the challenge from start to finish, just let me know that you did that. It's based on the honor system because I haven't been tracking each and every person who has done it or not done it. But if you've done 30 consecutive challenges without missing any, let me know, and then we'll schedule a time this week or next week for your 60-minute energy coaching and energy healing session. And we'll do it on Zoom, just like we do most things on Zoom. So the higher teachings about this challenge is most of us have very, very superficial relationships in our lives, right? We don't have any depth to our conversations. Everything is on the surface level. But as soon as we start talking about feelings, as soon as we start talking about vulnerabilities, as soon as we start talking about traumas, we have a tendency to clam up. The energy stops flowing between you and the other person. So isn't it interesting that these 36 questions you can ask, and they did this studies over and over and over again, that you can ask these 36 questions to complete strangers, and by the end of the 36 questions, you will have a stronger, deeper connection to the other person and them to you than people that you've known for 5, 10, or more years of your life. Amazing, right? Amazing, because the questions are designed to develop intimacy, to develop trust, to give a little push and pull, a little give and take, right? Jessica, namaste, which is a really beautiful experience. And so one of the times I did this in December, and somebody reached out to me and said, hey, I want to do the challenge with, I wasn't calling it a challenge, but somebody goes, I want to do the questions with you. And I was like, I don't really have the time. I want to do the questions with you. I really don't have the time, was what I was thinking, because I didn't really have the time at that time. Because I was thinking, well, it's going to be an hour, to do these 36 questions from my previous experience. But this person was persistent, so I ended up doing the challenge, quote unquote challenge, did the 36 questions. We made it to 35. It took 4 hours, and we were going fast to do all 35 questions. And the reason we couldn't do 36 is because our phone died, and then we never connected. Not that we never connected after that, but it just is what it is. And the things that I learned about this person was amazing. And you would never get to know these kinds of things if you don't ask clarifying questions, if you don't ask questions that build depth, that build intimacy, that build trust, that build vulnerability. So it was very interesting. One of the challenges that she gave me, which I completely didn't assume correctly, is that she wanted me to sing something. Now, for those of you who know me, I don't like to sing. I love to talk. I love to communicate. I love to share ideas between people, but singing is not my thing. It's like, what's the word I'm looking for? It causes a level of vulnerability that I'm not used to. I remember when I was 15 years old, I sang When Doves Cry by Prince in front of 2,000 people on stage, an elevated stage. It was like a sea of people. It was the most people I had ever seen in one place at that time in my life. And so I ended up singing that song, and for some reason I had the courage, I had the balls, I had the tenacity, I had the I don't care, whatever, to do it. But now, 25 years later, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could sing that exact same song in front of an audience of 2,000 people, even though I've been talking professionally for about a decade, right? That's how I've earned my income and my living, is through talking, communicating, exchanging ideas, convincing, selling, persuading, clarifying, etc. So isn't that interesting? So in that conversation of going back and forth with these questions, trust was being built, intimacy was being built, vulnerability was being exposed. And so I ended up singing something that I had on me, like a card, and it was in another language. It was in Spanish. And I was like, well, let me experiment. So I started singing it in Spanish, and my assumption was this person spoke Spanish. She wasn't Spanish. She spoke zero Spanish. And I was like, that's super weird. So the whole time I'm singing something in Spanish horribly, right? And thinking she's understanding me in Spanish, and she spoke zero Spanish, not one word of it. So I felt a little bit awkward, a little bit out of my element, but it cracked me open in a way that I hadn't been in a very, very long time. So it made me reflect and go, I consider myself to be an open person. I consider myself to be a vulnerable person. I consider myself to be a courageous person when it comes to sharing things back and forth. But in that moment, I was like, I felt completely and utterly nude and naked. And then I had the realization, wait a minute, I've been doing that to people most of my life. Most of my life I've been putting people on the spot, making them feel vulnerable, making them feel naked, making them feel like they could be judged, or they could be put down, or they're not good enough, or they're inadequate, or all these different things, because that's part of my superpower and also part of my dark side, right? Because with any bright superpower, there's always a weakness connected to that. I like how Tina loves that song. Who doesn't love When Doves Cry by Prince? But that's not a bad thing. Yeah, yes, Jessica, I did it, and we did 25 questions in 40 minutes. It was an awesome challenge, and we are very much alike. We think alike, and a lot of our answers we're the same. I enjoyed the challenge. I felt great that we spent that much time going over the answers with each other. That's beautiful. That's really, really nice. So when you see another person become vulnerable, what does that give you the permission to do? To also be vulnerable. But if both people keep their emotions close to their chest, neither person feels open enough to share, to be vulnerable. Because what happens with vulnerability? A possibility of being rejected. What's getting rejected? The personality and the ego, right? Not good enough, not smart enough, not beautiful enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough, blah, 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 blah. All these mental and emotional games that we play within ourselves, that's almost entirely separate from the other person. Mother-daughter bonding time. Where is Denise in this equation? So I learned two things about my mom's childhood I never knew, which is an excellent point. My parents, I know almost zero. You heard that correctly. I know almost zero about my father's childhood in most of his life, and he left his body in 2014. And then my mother, who's still in her body, I know almost nothing about my mother's life from about 45 years old and younger. Almost nothing. And when I say almost nothing, I literally mean almost nothing. And it's not that my mom is hiding something, it's not that I am afraid to ask, but it just never, ever, ever comes up in conversation in my family, right? So it's a weird lack of intimacy and lack of vulnerability and lack of trust in my family dynamic. It just is what it is. I didn't set it up that way, but apparently my soul chose to incarnate into a body, into a family that had these dynamics taking place. So you can understand how powerful it is to go through a systematic process of asking questions, and you can understand why you do what you do, and you can understand why the other person does what they do. Because when you have understanding, what do we talk about? Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Buddhist monk, says, when you have understanding, there is love. Right? When you have understanding, there is love. So in this process of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with questions, you can go, aha, I have understanding of this person. Now I know why they think the way they think, why they talk the way they talk, why they have done the things that they've done in the past, for better or for worse, and I can have compassion for that. I can have patience, tolerance for that, right? That's why we have to be kind to others, because we don't know what crosses they've had to bear in their life. Jessica says, and we're very close, so to learn things about those who I thought I knew very well was amazing. Exactly. Think about what would happen if you went through all 36 questions. Suresh, Atma Namaste. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I did it. I didn't do it. Where are we at? I'd love to get the feedback from you and your wife. Attaboy, he did it. He made it happen. Sweet. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So while he's writing feedback, is there anything else that you guys want to add to challenge number 29 of what your awareness was before, during, and after? You understand that to build depth with somebody, Olivia, I'm going to say, to build depth with somebody, to build intimacy with someone, it takes time, and it also takes a willingness to be vulnerable, a willingness to stick your neck out and go, I could say something right now that might be really offensive to the other person, but I'm willing to go all in, right? That's a tendency that people do not have, that I've had to work on and probably am still working on, of going all in, all in, all in, all in, all in. I'm waiting on Suresh. I know he's writing something amazing to see how many questions him and his wife did. I'm guessing it's him and his wife. Maybe he chose a family member, maybe he chose a relative, a distant relative, maybe somebody online. Maybe he bumped into somebody at Starbucks in Suriname and said, hey, have you ever heard of this thing called 36 questions that lead to love? I'd love to do that with you right now. And again, you understand that it's not about 36 questions that lead to love connected to romantic love, but love of recognizing and understanding another person and who and what they are. And also realizing that that person's story isn't them. It's an aspect of them. It's not who and what they are. Suresh says, did it with my wife and was a great experience. Osman, namaste. Did all 36 questions, 4 minutes of staring in each other's eyes. Beautiful. Felt more close to her and emotional, also more love for her, and saw another level, another side of her. Think about that, guys. Think about that. Didn't expect this at all. So look, this is a married couple that have known each other and been with each other for years, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. They do one set of 36 questions and they understand each other deeper and they learn things about each other that they never knew. Think about that. Think about how that heals the relationship, how that creates depth within the relationship, how that builds more patience, tolerance, compassion, understanding, mercy, sweetness, just from asking those questions. It's beautiful, right? Throat chakra. So we have to give our due credit to the throat chakra. Tina's all worked up. Right? So we can live our lives superficially, and many people do that. That's the norm. That's the average. We can live our lives superficially, or we can choose to go deep. We can choose to be intimate. We can choose to be trusting. We can choose to be vulnerable, so we have bonds of steel with the other person, versus the term is called weak ties. So I'm proud of each and every one of you that participated in today's challenge number 29. For some of you, I know that wasn't easy, but if you've noticed, every single challenge up to challenge 29, all the ones that you've completed, you're a better person because of it. You're grateful that you completed it. Right? True or not true? Angels of the throat chakra. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Higher levels of truth. Suresh, are you paying attention? Angels of the throat chakra from Osman. Remember you asked about mantras? Chanting? You and your wife are the cutest couple. Aren't they adorable? I want to pinch both their ears. So, Chrissy says, true. Yeah. You guys might resist the beginning, even resist doing the challenge in the middle, but at the end of it, on the other side of the challenge, each and every one of you are grateful. You learn something about yourself, you learn something about another person, you learn something about the world at large, right? You become a better person. That's why these challenges are instrumental in our day-to-day life. So as a reminder, for those of you who jumped on late, Tuesdays and Fridays, it's okay if you don't remember. You don't have to remember. The recording will be up. Tuesdays and Fridays, we're going to be starting later because I'm doing a 2-month program with Master Marilag, and the program runs into our typical time of 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time, right? So the streams on Tuesdays and Fridays are going to be 6:45 p.m. Mountain Time. It's a little glitch, it's a little twisty-turny, but the challenges will be the same time in the morning, and then Tuesdays and Fridays, the challenges will be at 6:45, not 6 Mountain Time. Joanna says, very grateful. I enjoyed all these challenges. They awakened so much in me. That's the purpose. That's the purpose. Right? Self-realization, soul realization, God realization. The God realization, maybe not this lifetime. Maybe way many more lifetimes before we're at that point. So thank you guys very, very much for joining this evening. Feel free to go to ChristianRLong.com, hire me for a consultation /healing. Allow me to transform your life and move you in the right direction. I'm always learning, always growing myself because I want to be at the top of my game, razor sharp, making things happen. And join us tomorrow for another Twin Hearts meditation at 8:30 a.m. We have our challenge at 8 o'clock in the morning. Then we have the Twin Hearts meditation at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. And tomorrow's my birthday, where I get my hair cut and I do my special birthday practices which I'm looking forward to doing that. That will be a 2-hour minimum practice. And that is it, guys. Suresh, you're very, very welcome. You are the best, and the group is simply so amazing. Lucky to have you all. Aw, Jessica. Chrissy, you're very, very welcome. You the best. Tina, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. That's right, the big 40, the big 40. And better health now than I was at 22. Osmond, happy solar return, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lori, thank you. I'll miss tomorrow. Got to work. Not a problem. You log on when you log on. Okay? Love you guys. Atma. Namaste. Bye-bye.